The ICE terror campaign has been rounding up, detaining, and terrorizing Native Americans, too. They almost deported a Native American woman over a mistake.
They stated to her that she was to be released at 12 midnight, but was not going to be released because she had an ICE detention hold on her.
The 24-year-old grew up in Arizona's Salt River, Pima Maricopa Indian community.
She had already had the jumpsuit on to be deported. She was already recognized as an immigrant when she was a Native American.
You can help build the only independent news outlet, always on the ground with the people, for as low as 16 cents a day.
Corporate media, they've been lying to us for years, and you go straight to the people.
Flint, Michigan.
Brooklyn, New York.
Government sending one more you to the residents of Chicago.
We need as many independent voices as possible, and that's why what you guys do is so important.
Covering what the corporate media covers up. Hey, it's Jordan with Status Coup. An update to a story we did a week ago on the Prairie Band Potawatomi tribe in Kansas, which through a subsidiary had agreed to a $30 million contract to design a mega ICE prison in Kansas for ICE. Well, after a huge backlash from the tribe and others, the tribe is now divesting from that ICE contract. So kind of a win, despite serious questions as to why this subsidiary, this economic division of the tribe, had agreed to a contract with ICE in the first place. Let me give you some details here. Prairie Band Potawatomi Native American tribe divests its ICE contract. The Prairie Band Potawatomi Nation Chairman Joseph Zeke Rupnick issued a statement on YouTube late afternoon Wednesday to tribal members announcing the nation and its subsidiaries have fully divested from the $29.9 million ICE contract. Rupnick's announcement addressed concerns raised by Prairie Band Potawatomi Nation tribal citizens about a contract that committed KPB Services, a subsidiary of the tribe, to conduct early phase planning, research, technical assessments, and concept designs for secure structures that meet ICE operating agreements. The statement didn't address questions about the terms of the divestment or any long-term ramifications the tribal nation may face in future federal contexts. Rupnick said future steps will be addressed at an upcoming tribal council meeting in January 2026 to ensure the tribal nation's values are properly aligned. Not sure why you would need a process to make sure a Native American tribe doesn't agree to design a mega prison for ICE. Just saying. I know I'm a white guy. I try to step aside, not do anything that would condescend or lecture Native Americans. Certainly, there's been enough of that. But this is just black or white. This is kind of common sense. Let me show you the video of the tribal chairman's message to his tribe on the divestment of the $30 million ICE contract.
Relatives, I'm very happy to share that our nation has successfully exited all third-party related interests affiliated with ICE. As a result, Prairie Band LLC is no longer a direct or indirect owner or participant in or otherwise affiliated with any ICE projects, contracts, or operations. In our next General Council meeting in January, Tribal Council plans to further address the steps we will take to ensure that our nation's economic interests do not come into conflict with our values in the future. Until then, be safe and enjoy this holiday season. Miigwech.
So, fairly standard statement from the tribal chief. I was at Standing Rock on the ground on and off for 6 months, and I could tell you there is corruption and greed in all facets of life. There are boneheads in all facets of life. There are people with, shall we say, not pure ulterior motives, whether it be white people, black people, brown people, indigenous people. I don't know if this was corruption per se. I don't know if this was just people linked to the tribe or part of the tribe that are part of its economic division, because all tribes have their own economic departments for development. that just kind of hoping that a mega contract with ICE would kind of fly under the radar. But, you cannot, in my opinion, as Native Americans, be anywhere near the imprisonment of immigrants in Native land, because we are on Native land. That's not woke. That's just fact. So this is a good thing. It's definitely a good thing that this is being divested from. We'll have to look into the details to make sure all of it is being divested. To be clear, $30 million is a lot for any tribe. So it's not easy to forfeit that kind of money. But a tribe has to lead with its integrity, align with Native American roots, heritage, values, and obviously ICE is the antithesis of that. Broader than just the Prairie Band tribe divesting from this, as I've been reporting on, we've been extensively reporting on ICE. We're still on the ground, by the way, in Minneapolis. So please support us if you can. We are the only news outlet, mainstream or independent, and we are independent, that has been all over this country covering Trump's ICE terror campaign. We've been in LA, Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, DC, Chicago, Charlotte, now Minneapolis. We're going to be there on the ground tomorrow for a mega protest that will be live. That protest begins, let me look to make sure I have the details right. That protest begins at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern time. So we'll be live in Minneapolis for that Get ICE Out protest Saturday. So put it in your calendar to come back at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. But as we've been reporting, the ICE terror campaign has been rounding up, detaining, and terrorizing Native Americans too. They recently stopped and questioned a pretty well-known Native American actress. They almost deported a Native American woman over a mistake. And it's coming out now, had put her in a jumpsuit to prepare for deportation. Let me play you this report. This is from CBS News.
You may recognize Native American actress Elaine Miles from her roles in Northern Exposure, The Last of Us, and Smoke Signals. She says ICE agents approached her last month near a bus stop in Redmond, Washington, asking for her ID and then said it looked fake.
And I kept telling them that it was from a federally recognized tribe in Eastern Oregon, and it's a federal ID, and only enrolled members can get those. Because they kept saying anybody could make them.
Also in November, Leticia Jacobo, an Indigenous woman, was set to be released from an Iowa jail after serving time for a traffic violation. But her aunt, Maria Nunez, says things went downhill when family tried to pick her up.
They stated to her that she was to be released at 12 midnight, but was not going to be released because she had an ICE detention hold on her.
The 24-year-old grew up in Arizona's Salt River, Pima, Maricopa Indian community.
She had already had the jumpsuit on to be deported. She was already recognized as an immigrant when she was a Native American.
Nunez says she had her tribal ID with her, and jail workers admitted they made a mistake before sending Jacobo home with her mother.
One of the staff there made an error and mistaken her for a different inmate that had a same last name.
Now this young lady has went through a traumatic experience that she'll never forget.
Muskogee Creek Nation spokesperson Jason Salzman says Native Americans can't be deported under the Citizenship Act of 1924.
In 1924, Congress did guarantee birthright citizenship to all Native Americans born in the United States.
The Native American Rights Fund also sent CBS News a statement saying, in part, if Native American citizens are stopped by ICE, they have the right to remain silent and refuse consent to any search.
If they knock on the door of your home, you do not have to open the door absent a valid warrant signed by a judge. Those rights are there. Know them, remember them, and keep your tribal identification on you.
Hey, gotta call it like we see it. I love shitting on corporate media. Good report by CBS News. Glad they covered it. We need more coverage of Native American, Indigenous news, as well as the assault on Native American rights, not just by ICE, but there is now a proposal to change the Clean Water Act by the Trump regime that would literally attack, thousands and thousands and thousands of wetlands across America, many of which run right through Native American reservations, which Obviously, they need the water, but also they use these wetlands for cultural ceremonies. So that is going on too. I'm working on getting an interview about that. But can you imagine what a mistake? What a mistake to make. And how many mistakes are being made, not just against Native Americans, as we've been covering on the ground. We just covered in Minneapolis and in Chicago. They are rounding up U.S. citizens. Not that it's any worse than rounding up immigrants. They shouldn't be rounding up either. But they are detaining and rounding up U.S. citizens. And it would not surprise me at some point if we find out that U.S. citizens have been wrongly deported. And to be clear, Native Americans are a whole lot more American than you or I, which we should never forget. I mean, it's just, of all the disasters and crises going on, you know, today is the day that the Epstein files are supposed to come out, which it looks like, shocker, the Trump administration is not releasing all of it. And when they do, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of it. The most important stuff's going to be redacted, and they're just going to drag this out, kick the can down the road for months, possibly years. But of all the disasters and crises going on, the normalization of terrorizing, the federal government terrorizing and essentially going to war with its own citizens based on rank bigotry, that is really alarming. Because once that genie is out of the bottle, even when Trump is gone, he has unleashed something so dark. You know, this used to be more, you know, right wingers, the bigots used to kind of keep this bigotry a little in check. But this normalization of this terror, you know, the glee that these ICE agents and their supporters, I voted for this, are getting, is really sickening and also dangerous because it has the potential to create even more political violence. Not that this has anything to do with ICE, but I just wanted to show you because it gave me a little joy. Obviously, there was a dust up in the Beltway this week over Susie Wiles, the chief of staff of Donald Trump, did a big expose with Vanity Fair, where I guess she didn't care that she was shitting all over the administration. But the Vanity Fair photographer, it comes out, kind of strategically put Stephen Miller in a specific spot right under a specific photo. Vanity Fair photographer Christopher Anderson posted his story on his Instagram suggesting he intentionally posed Stephen Miller underneath a painting of Native Americans. Doesn't get more menacing and at the same time, chef's kiss as that. Continue to support Status Coup. Like I said, we will be on the ground this weekend in Minneapolis covering protests against the ICE terror campaign. We still have our eyes on Chicago and other parts of the country. We're trying to keep funding this on-the-ground reporting. It's extremely expensive. Over the last 6 months, just from our ICE coverage, we've spent well over $25,000, and we are independently funded. So before you get your Christmas or Hanukkah gifts, well, I guess Hanukkah's almost over, please, if you have as low as $5 a month, statuscoup.com/join. Support us for as low as support us for as low as $5 a month as a paying member.